Hey, so this is Robert. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast. And today we're going to be chatting with somebody who you might have seen on Instagram. They do a lot of fashion videos and so on and so forth. And we're just going to talk about content creating because I haven't done an episode where we kind of focus on making content for, yeah, it's been a minute or two. So this is Maggie. Thank you so much for joining me on this afternoon, as it is on your end, but it's still morning for me. So how are you
Mhm.
doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime. So, yeah, since we're kind of almost at the end of the year, which is kind of crazy,
Yeah.
just tell us a little bit about like how, just everything's been going, like just st anything that you wanted to share with the
Well,
audience
the
about.
world is on fire. I mean, it's like it's such a difficult thing whenever you ask somebody like, "How are you doing?" Because it's like, I would like to scream for 5 minutes. But no, I definitely take the view on my channel that it's like you either laugh or cry. So anyone who has followed me for a long time, you know that like you might see a skirt for sale for $175,000 on my channel, and we can laugh about that or we can cry. And I think it's better to laugh at this point. So that's what I'm like trying to focus on.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah, there's just kind of a couple of questions that I have for you, and I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure I send over the email with questions and stuff.
Yes.
So, and also we'll just kind of go with the flow because, that's typically how these go anyway.
Well, I'm not
So
much of a planner, so that works for me.
yeah, no, I mean, like we'll just kind of, just we'll just play it by ear, just kind of go off the cuff because that's just what I do best.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think my first question, and I think I sort of already asked, sort of went over this a little bit, but what would you say was something that you feel kind of like, I don't know, just say, oh, hey, I kind of did this today, or like, wow, I'm kind of really proud of this. So, what would you say is kind of like something that you're really the most proud of when it comes to this year in particular?
Oh, no, that's a great question. I feel incredibly blessed to have been given the platform that I have, because as much as I make fun of fashion, I also have the opportunity to highlight smaller designers and small businesses. And with the internet, when you're creating content, you never know what's going to hit and what's not going to hit. Sometimes you make something that you think like this is hilarious, it's going to blow up, and that nobody watches it. And sometimes you make something that you're like, ah, shit, it's five. I got to get something out, and that's the thing that like goes viral. But this week, actually, I showed just a purse that I got at like a little festival that I was really excited about, and I talked to my audience about just like, hey, this is the bag I got and I really like it. And his Etsy shop sold out of purses within the first 24 hours and quadrupled the amount of Instagram followers that he has. And I'm so sorry I'm forgetting his name. If you can like add it later, like because I'm it's art by something. But that's the kind of thing that makes me the absolute happiest. Is like I found a product that I like and I talked about it, and a small business did gangbusters this week because I was able to have an audience to share it with. So that's the thing that I'm the most proud of on my channel.
Sure. And I also want to give a little bit of a disclaimer that this is kind of mostly PG-ish, so I just wanted to I forgot to say that earlier, but yeah, this is kind of like a show where we kind of discuss stuff and have like a more family-friendly approach. So yeah, just want to give a little reminder for those that might be tuning into this and yeah, just wondering, oh, what kind of podcast is this? Well, we'll just talk about anything and just, go with the flow with stuff. So just want to put that out there. But yeah, I
Was I
just wanted to go,
cursing? Did I curse? I don't even hear myself when I do it.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
slip ups. Yeah, there might be some slip ups here and there. So just a little bit of a, heads up. But
Okay.
I also do wanted to point out with like the content that you were talking about. I think it kind of goes back to what I would kind of talk about from time to time, which is um if it's something like if it's really, cheesy or dumb or just
Mhm.
whatever you put out there, if somebody kind of got something out of it and if it actually, gave somebody a boost, then hey, it's really good,
Yeah.
just want to show some love to other content. to
Absolutely.
creators and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how would you say that being an influencer kind of really changed the trajectory, like when it comes to content and life, or just so on and so forth?
I mean, this was certainly nothing I ever planned on, but I really haven't changed what I do or how I do it. Um, I think that people enjoy my content because it's authentic. I'm not putting on a performance. I am just an average person reacting to the ridiculousness that exists in the world. So I'm constantly growing, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing to be able to say, but like I don't have a studio, I don't have a staff. I have a phone and I talk to it. And I've been very, very fortunate to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, we all got to start from somewhere, am I
Mm,
right? I mean, like, look, when I actually started doing YouTube, all I had was just a computer and this
mm.
large, like, echoey, reverby space, and now I got a booth behind me, which I do for like if I'm doing voice acting or if I'm doing, recording on stuff. So that it's been doing me pretty well, and I just finished doing like a big job this weekend. So yeah, I
Congratulations.
can't really, yeah, I can't really speak too much on it because those NDAs. But yeah, it's
Oh
just
no, I
kind
know how
of
that goes. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's just kind of like one of those things where I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm just really grateful for what I'm doing. And at this end of the day, I'm just like, yay for work. But at the same time, it's like, oh wow, man, this is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, hey, kind of like, look, each year is gonna have its own ups and downs, and it's like, yay, I'm just grateful to be, continuing to do what I love, but at the same time, it's like, oh wow, it's kind of overwhelming.
That I understand entirely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and to segue off of that, what's something that's been really keeping you just, grateful, positive throughout the year, and just something that you wanted to also share with the audience about?
I have to say, I was very surprised when I started my channel. It was just to advertise my clothing business. I sell clothing on Whatnot, and it was just going to be a way to show people here's the new inventory that I have. But when I started sharing more of my opinions, that's when my channel really started growing. And so that's what I do now. I still have all of my other, you know, streams of income that are coming in, but I have been absolutely floored by the community that has built itself around my channel because it was never something I planned on. It was never something I foresaw, but I have an extremely active Discord. I have a personal Patreon where you can follow me for free. It's free. But just seeing people talk to one another and offer one another support is incredible. I personally have relied on these people a lot because like I'm like anybody else, I'm going through a lot right now, and it means the absolute world to me that I can open Discord and see people just talking to one another and offering support based on my stupid, idiotic fashion channel where we talk about ridiculous luxury items. But I think that I've I've been able to gather like-minded people who do want to laugh and be able to laugh, and that really is a very powerful thing. So that is what has kept me really grateful and really humble is just seeing what other people have done just once you give them a room to sit and talk in.
Exactly. And if you were to think back to what led you to start being a content creator, what would it be? Because I'm
Oh,
kind of curious myself.
I can tell
Yeah.
you exactly what it is. So I did some volunteer work for Sanctuary Village, which is building a tiny house community for the homeless in Philadelphia. And I was filling out a grant application for $500 from Wawa. We got it, by the way. Um, but it took a couple hours because you have to pour your heart and soul into this application. They want all of this information, and I needed a break after a couple hours of filling this out. And I went on Poshmark, a site that I used to use all the time, and saw a skirt for sale for $34,000. And I was so struck by that difference, by the fact that I was spending hours asking for $500 to help house the homeless, And here somebody was going to spend my yearly salary on like a cute casual leather skirt. And that was the first stupid rich people fashion video that I made. And it went viral. And from then on, I didn't look back. And I was talking more and more about these ridiculous things that exist in the world, like a, $7,000 sterling silver rat trap from Chrome Hearts. It's like what do you even say to that? Like what do you even say to that? But that was what started me on my journey as a true content creator.
Yeah. And what would you say was the video that you did that really kind of just took off? Like
Oh,
the
that
video
one.
that, oh,
No,
it
that
was that
one.
one. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
because that was the one where people really responded to it. And there have been a lot since, but that was the first one that I think really ignited the passions of a lot of people because, I don't think that you spend much time Googling what's on Gucci. We don't look. People like you and me don't look. And once I started looking at what luxury brands are selling, it laugh or cry. Like I said, laugh or cry because it's one of those two. A $12,000 surfboard from Louis Vuitton. What does one do with that?
Yeah. And what is something that you've been doing of like, because you make a lot of this content on Instagram
Mhm.
or Discord and so on and so forth. And you're also, because I know you take care of kids and stuff like that. So how do you
Mhm.
balance all that? I gotta ask this.
No, truly one day at a time. Sometimes minute by minute.
Yeah.
I so I have two Patreons that I run, one with a business partner, one by myself. I have Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Discord, Instagram, TikTok. I also have clothing sales that I do on Whatnot. I have published two books so far. My third will be coming out later this year. I also do audiobooks, and I am a full-time mom. So it's a lot, and I really do take it one day at a time. But the most important thing in the world is being able to be home every day with my daughter and not having to miss those moments that her father misses because he's at work. So every day I try to figure out what my priorities are for that day and then what I need to do to just maintain. And then I do whatever else I can do. I'm
Yeah.
not a good person to ask about work-life balance. It's something I need to work on, but I'll always be honest about what's going on.
I mean, look, I just literally did an audiobook this weekend and it
Mm,
is a lot.
it's work.
I mean, like,
It's
it's
work.
not really like, yeah, it is work, but it's like you get to learn a lot about,
Mhm,
some topics that go with like, because when you do like an audiobook and you talk about a subject that you're like, oh, this seems kind of fascinating.
mhm,
But then there's also a lot of words that you're like, okay, how do I pronounce this? Did I pronounce it right? Do I need to go back and re-record? So, yeah, I would go off on a tangent about that, but no, it's worth it though. Like, I really did have a good time just, recording it. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of words and so much editing you got to do.
No, I think
For
it's important that you stay mentally engaged, though. Like whatever
exactly,
that means for you.
yeah,
And for some people, that's coloring an adult coloring book. I agree
yeah,
with you. I really enjoy getting to do audiobooks because I have the opportunity to read and get paid for things that otherwise I probably wouldn't look at. And it's
exactly.
really broadened some horizons. Although I'm sure you have to deal with the same thing. Like I had an author who did not warn me that there was some Hebrew in one of the books that I'm reading, and it's like, okay, let's research so I don't commit a hate crime. Like because like I don't know how to say this. Like you do have to you do some work on the back end, definitely.
Yeah, I got to do your homework. That's the bottom
Mhm.
line.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what you just said, being mentally just engaged is something that you're
Mhm.
doing is kind of like, I would say that it's kind of like a good closing piece of advice for this episode, really. It's for something that you're doing, whether you're really just, you know, is something that really catches your eye, or just even something that's like the odd thing that's like, oh, maybe, you're not, it's not like something that you're like 100% engaged in, but showing that you really care about the stuff, the work that you're doing. It's like all the labors are really going to come into play, and oh, no, it's the fruits of your labor are going to start, yeah,
I
and it's going
guess
to really show. Yeah,
I get people who ask me advice all the time about content creation. And first of all, email me anytime, refashionhippie@gmail.com. Um, if I can help, I want to because I love what I do, either in content creation or audiobooks. But the main thing, and I'm sure you've learned this too, is consistency.
bingo.
I I post 4 short form videos a day, every day. I produce 3 long form content pieces every week, and it is constant, but it needs to be. So if you're interested in doing content creation, if you want to build up your own YouTube channel, you can't make 3 videos this week and then 1 video next month. It has to be consistent because I can tell you people will forget about you. Um, I have at various times, because I have breasts, been banned from YouTube because they feel like I'm showing too much cleavage. And when I'm gone for a week, nobody is like, "Oh, where were you?" People are like, "Oh, I forgot you existed." Like you truly have to constantly be producing content. And as long as you're talking about a subject that you are knowledgeable about or that you are engaged in for another, whatever reason, my dog just took off. That should be relatively easy for you. They're losing their minds over a squirrel, but consistency is key. If you want to be successful, you have to constantly be producing content. And that's a very difficult reality to deal with at times. I'm sure you can hear in my voice, like I've had a sinus infection for the last 3 weeks. Can't stop. You can't stop working. You just have to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, like last month, I literally had like thankfully it wasn't COVID, but I did have a little bit of a sinus. I think
Mm,
it's really been going around, yeah, where it's yeah, because first it was my throat and then my nose and a
yeah,
headache,
same, same.
all
Yeah.
all that stuff. So yeah, thankfully though, I recovered in just well, it only took a few days for the nose and the throat to heal up, but a lingering cough and yeah, all that gross stuff just kind of
Oh,
lingered for at least
well,
a week or
especially
two.
for an
Yeah.
audiobook narrator, because there were times where
Mm,
like I
yeah.
was
And I
in my
still had to work.
closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're sitting there just going like he approached her with a knife.
Where's your
He drew back the blade. It's like you just have to go. Like you just have to keep going. Like,
Or maybe that would be something like if you're doing a character, that would be authentic.
oh
Like,
my
hey,
God.
they'll buy it. No, like literally, no joke. That actually happened. They were like, wow, that sounded kind of realistic. And it's like, hey, I was actually sick when I did that.
Planned
But
it. Glad
if
you
you
love it. Yeah.
if you bought it, if they bought it, hey, that's good. It's really great.
100%.
Yeah. So yeah, making content that you love doing and keep at it. Consistency is
Yep.
key. And I don't really have much else to say, but thank you for stopping by and glad we were able to finally have this chat.
Yeah.
I know it kind of both our schedules have just been really wonky, but
Yeah.
I'm just glad that it
Yeah.
finally worked out.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And hello, hello, new audience members.
Yeah, hello. Or like just do it like how you do it, like hello in your Instagram. Yeah, just that vibe and energy. But let's see. For my one last bit, where was it? Okay, so share any final. I think that would be your final positive advice to close out this interview. But plug your socials, upcoming, anything. Just self promo time. It's all
So not
yours.
not sure when this will be coming out, but if you can make it November 8th and 9th, I will be at More to Love Plus Size Consignment doing a book signing. And then
Nice.
live on Whatnot to sell through some of their stock because they are doing a very cool thing, and that's more to love asheville.com. Um, she found that basically when clothing is donated to help people through some sort of disaster, very few pieces are plus size. So she's starting this pop-up shop to help women in her community who need plus size clothing and can't find it another way. So please check them out. I'm really excited about that. Like I said, I will have my third book coming out soon. I'm trying not to like announce that too much, and I will be at Farpoint Convention in January if you want to stop by and say hi.
Sweet. And do you have any final closing anything that you want to say before we
Uh,
conclude?
Join my Patreon. It's free. It's free. That's the best way to connect with me.
For sure. And for what I usually do is I have the guests say, "Hi, my name is, I do this, and this is Station Square
Mhm.
podcast with Robert Jackson," if you're up for it.
Oh, sure. Hello. My name is Refashion Hippie, and thank you for joining us for Station Square Podcast. Is that
Perfect.
okay? I don't
Yeah,
know.
with me, Robert Jackson. But no, we'll just use that.
And also with
But
Robert Jackson. Yeah,
yeah, with Robert Jackson. Yeah.
let's not give directions. Yeah. All right. Well,
Oh, would
thank you
you?
so much for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I was gonna ask, would you like to do it again, or do we?
Sure. All right. Give it to me again. What am I saying again?
It's your name, what you do, and this is Station Square podcast with Robert Jackson.
Yeah. Hello. This is Refashion Hippie. I am a content creator on Instagram, YouTube, all of the other places where people exist. And thank you for joining us on the Station Square podcast with Robert Jackson.
Perfect. And with
Okay.
that said, yeah, we did it. So we thank you
All
so
right.
much. And God bless, and hope everybody has a wonderful week ahead. And holidays coming up. I know it's going to be super crazy.
Mm.
So much holiday stuff coming up. So I hope your holiday season also goes pretty well because I know a lot's coming up on your end as
A lot
well.
coming up. Yeah. Yeah.
So much, man, family vacation. But anyways, thank you for watching. See you next time. And until then, stay blessed, stay happy, and stay creative. Bye bye. Peace.